Your first news for this Tuesday, September 14. Workers at the National Water Commission, the NWC, are expected to remain on strike today, despite a back-to-work order from the Labour Minister, Pernil Charles. The workers have refused his instruction that they resume duties, and their union, the NWU, says they will not return to work until the dispute is settled. Granville Valentine also argued that the Labour Minister does not have the authority to order the workers back on the job.
The Minister of Labour cannot send people back to work. That's not his role. It is either the court or the IBT that issue back to work order. We will not, by no means, not obey the instruction of the court or the IBT. The workers are adamant that there is a genuine issue, there is a known dispute, and the intervention of the third party must be in place before they will go back to work. So Mr. Charles either need to get his information straight and ensure that when he speaks about facts and not what he thinks. Right? It is unfortunate because I spoke with the directors myself.
Mr. Charles has since asked the Industrial Disputes Tribunal to intervene, claiming the workers and their union did not follow the established protocol for taking industrial action. Meanwhile, National Water Commission customers are being warned to brace themselves for disruptions in their water supply. Corporate Public Relations Manager Charles Buchanan says operations at a number of commercial offices and other facilities have already been affected, and there could be further disruptions to services today. Mr. Buchanan argues that the NWC is not in a position to pay the workers as it is facing serious financial challenges. And the government is breathing a sigh of relief this morning after its officials managed to avert a national strike. The unions representing public sector workers had threatened to shut down the sector over the non-payment of monies owed to them by government. But following yesterday's meeting with government officials, the unions decided to hold off on the move. Yesterday, the Finance Ministry issued a press release stating that the parties have agreed on a course of action, including continued and regular discussions under a new public sector monitoring committee to replace the old MOU monitoring committee. In the meantime, a subcommittee set up from yesterday's meeting is scheduled to meet in a few hours to determine, among other things, how to deal with the vulnerable groups inside the public sector that are also owed. Meanwhile, lawyers representing Leighton Coke, otherwise called Livity, who is believed to be the number 2 man in the network of his brother, Christopher Dudus Coke, will be going to court next week to apply for bail. Livity was further remanded when he appeared before the gun court on Friday. However, his attorneys gave notice that they will be applying for bail on his return on September 21. He's charged with shooting with intent and illegal possession of a firearm, and his alleged role in the standoff between members of the security forces and gunmen during the military incursion into Tivoli Gardens in West Kingston in May. Livity is accused of firing at members of the security forces. He's also being investigated for other crimes committed in Western Kingston, in the Western Kingston Police Division. Livity was handed over by head of the Fellowship Tabernacle, Reverend Al Miller, on June 1 after the police placed him on a list of major persons of interest.